Hi, everybody. I'm Danny, and this is Monet, my green cheek pineapple conure. And I've been getting a lot of requests recently to do basic demonstrations of beginner Zentangle patterns. But of course, those of you that are seasoned and been drawing for a while, we still use these all the time, and we call these our mac and cheese patterns. So yes, Monet and I, were scrolling through the Zentangle app and we were looking at the different headquarter patterns, and Monet perked up and tapped the screen and chose Printemps to start with, which I love too. I think it was a good choice, Monet. So today we're going to, or I'm going to, with Monet's help, show you how to draw Printemps. All right, let's go. I'm using a Sakura Pigma Micron 03. The number is the size of the point. You can use any pen you have or any Micron pen that the size is comfortable for you. I also have a Zentangle 3.5-inch square white tile, but if you're doodling and just practicing and new to this, you can use whatever you want as well. My first step, I'm going to start with a dot in each corner. And I'm going to connect those using a pencil to make a border. And then I'm going to draw a string, which is a line. It can be any line at all inside of here from edge to edge that breaks up the space and gives you different areas to draw in. We're going to just use Printemps today, but you could use the spaces all for different types of patterns. But we're going to do what is called a monotangle, which is one pattern. Here we go. So I have one, two, three, four, five, six, seven spaces. We'll see what we do with this. Let's start with the basic Printemps. We're going to start on the big size in this area that is right here. Printemps is a swirl. So I'm going to start like this and spiral around, and I don't have to stay inside of this line that is here. And I'm going to close off like that. And I'm going to continue to draw these really close together so that they're all kind of nestled up next to each other. So when we draw behind in Zentangle, we call it hollowing. So we're overlapping. I'm going to choose to stay inside of the border line, even though that I am not staying inside of that string line. So when I get to that border, I'm going to pick up my pen and I never draw over the lines that are a pattern. I always pick up and draw behind. I'm also going to add a little bit of weight to this. So weighting looks like this. I'm going to take my pen and I am going to, on one side of a line, add a little crescent shape like a moon, and I am going to ink that in. So I can do that on multiple spots on each one of these loops. And they don't have to always be on the same side. You could have one on the left, you can have one on the right, wherever your pen tells you to go. So when I first started doing Zentangle, I would do everything on the same side and then I kind of loosened up. I like always wanted to do whatever the instructor was doing and I kind of freed myself and now I'm comfortable kind of going back and forth between different sides. There's nothing wrong you can do. And if all of a sudden you seem to went crazy and you were drawing weighted lines on both sides, and now you just have like a thicker line Printemps, then you have a thicker line Printemps. Don't start over, keep going. There's nothing the matter with that. So that is my first section of Printemps. Printemps is spelled Printemp, and in French it means spring. Okay, so now I am going to move on and I'm sticking with this all being in black and white, but I'm going to play around with size here. And like I said, doing a mono tangle, which means one mono tangle is our pattern. So this section's a pretty small section. I'm going to do one large printemps. Close him off. Add a little weight as I go around. Monotangles are great tiles because it really gives you that opportunity to get comfortable with a pattern. Now, you might notice that as I draw my printemps, I'm going in the same direction and I seem to draw counterclockwise. You don't have to do them all counterclockwise. You can go clockwise if you want. I just seem to always go that way, but let's see what happens. So, all right, so I just went this way. Let me try to go this way instead. Yeah, it feels so strange, but I'm going with it. Maybe I'll do one. So I did one that way. Now I'm going to do one counterclockwise, overlapping, coming behind, drawing behind. Okay, I have to really think about this. And now, yeah, I'm going to go in the other direction again, clockwise. It's not easy. That's a challenge. So if you're here and you're not a beginner, try it. If you're here and you're a beginner, try it. It's good to try different things. You hate it, you don't do it again. You hate it, maybe you make it your goal to get better at it. Because usually when we don't like something, a lot of times it's just because we don't do well at it, right? So if we take something and we're not liking it and we keep practicing and then we get better, you might turn that whole feeling around. Again, going in and adding weight. Notice that I keep turning my tile. I want to be able to see where my pen is going. If my hand all of a sudden is blocking a line and is not visible, I need to pause. I need to move my tile. I always want to be able to see where I'm drawing. And lefties and righties, it makes a big difference. I'm a righty, you might be a lefty, so you might be doing everything reverse of me. All right, so I have some small, I have a medium maybe, or a large one, and a grouping of large ones. Now you don't always have to weight them. Maybe I'll go into this section here, and I'm going to do a few, maybe smaller. And I'm going to keep them singular, singular line. Do you hear Monet in the back? She so badly wants to be over here with us. She went to her cage for a little bit, but now she's like, wait, mommy is talking over there. She's used to hearing when I teach my live classes Tuesday nights, she's used to hearing voices coming back from the computer and she'll like go up to the screen and she'll give the screen kisses sometimes. Very soothing, the repetition of these little swirls. All right. So again, since I'm doing a monotangle, I'm trying to vary each section by size or weight. So I'm going to turn, I'm going to go to this section here, and I'm going to get larger again. Remember, never drawing over lines that are already there. That's fun. I enjoy weighting the lines. You're unsure, take your tile, hold it at arm's length and look at it and see where you want to go, where you want to leave a singular line, where you want to add a weighted line. There's no wrong way. So I know I have this string here, but I feel like I want to put a closed one, like a larger one here, closing up this gap. And you have liberty to do that. You can go in and make changes like that, adjustments. And then the rest of this space here, I'm going to have these smaller ones spilling behind. Sometimes it looks like I'm drawing them in rows. I don't mean to do that. I really like things being a little bit more unorganized. Now you're watching this on a recording, pause if I'm too fast for you, which if you're new to this, I probably am. So pause it, rewind, hit play again. Okay, so I have this last space here. I think I'm going to do one really, really large one that just keeps going around. I don't want to line it up with these two. Maybe I'll start it so hard. Let's see. I'm going to start it here. So I'm going to swirl around and keep swirling. Stop when I hit the line, jump over, and continue drawing behind. Jumping over, drawing behind. Probably have another line there. And again, I'm going to go in and I am going to Add that little kind of crescent moon shape, and then start weighting my lines. All right, so that is our drawing part. Now we're going to do some shading. So one pattern drawn many different ways. So I have a graphite pencil here that I'm going to use, as well as a tortillon, which is a shading tool. All right. I'm going to go in and I'm going to find where areas are behind an area and overlap. So this area here, these printemps here, these big ones are blocking, making a shadow here. So I'm going to add some graphite. Take my tortillon, point it towards it. Little circular motions start to blend. And I want to make sure I'm still leaving some of this tile, this section white for a highlight. Wow, so cool. Look how that's going back and that's on top. This is in front on top. So next to it is going to be dark. So we always want to think about this. I could have left white right there. We want to think about not having a dark next to a dark or a light next to a light. So I kind of just chip away a little bit at a time. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to give you some silent time and keep going in and adding my graphite and adding my torch onto that graphite to blend it in and create dimension and depth. I could shade each printemps individually as well. There's so many different ways you can do this. This is a big spot here. I'm going to add another bit of graphite there. I like to chip away at the big areas first, and then I go back and see if I want to add additional shading in. Notice how I didn't erase the string line. Typically, we do not do that in Zentangle. Just, I drew a little bit darker because I'm demonstrating. You might just want to, in the future, draw your string line a little bit lighter. One being on top looks a little white to me. I'm going to take my dirty tortillon and add a little bit of graphite in there. Same as on this one, just take my dirty tortillon. I don't want to make the whole thing gray, just adding a little bit of a smudge to not make it so obvious that it was on top. And decide, do you want to go back in like I'm doing and add a little bit more shading on some of these spaces? Like there's a lot of white here. Maybe I'll just go into a few little spots to kind of break up the big section. Or I can even go in along this border. You could take your pen also and add ink on the pencil border if you would like. I feel like typically I would do that, but I'm not in the mood today to do that, so I'm not going to. That's what I love about this. We have so many options. Hear that sound? Love that sound of that tortillon. And this beautiful paper. I love hearing my supplies at work. Making you dizzy yet? So fun. All right, so I'm going to look at it and from all ways, and I'm going to see which way I want to hold it. I think I like it this way. You don't have to hold it the same way as me. And since I was just doing that and observing a little bit more, I wanted to add a little bit more pencil in here. All right. Picking up my micron again, I'm going to add my chop or signature. And don't forget to, on the back, always date and sign the back of your work. Oh, Monet's very excited. She wants to see what this looks like. So we're gonna do that in a minute. I don't even know today's date. It's either the 23rd or the 24th, so I'm gonna write 2026 because I'm not 100% sure. All right, so there we have it. And I guess we should see what Monet thinks of it since she chose it. Let's see. Okay, we're back. Are you ready to see? I can't wait to see what everyone else does too. All right, what do you think? What do you think? Do you like it? What do you think? I was holding it too close to you? You like it? Should we show them? Yeah. Oh my gosh, so much fun, right? All right, so hope you like. And if you did this, please share it with me on social media. Tag me, Dani, Dani, Girl Art. And that's my website, my YouTube, my Facebook, and all that good stuff. And something over there is interesting, Monet. So maybe she's seeing a different supply that we should use for next time. What do you think? Something else? Can I have a kiss? Can you say goodbye to everyone?